Hey everyone, Scott or the Scott Man here, and we're here to do the Q&A answering video. As you probably saw a couple weeks ago, I made it to 500 subscribers, and again, I just want to say thank you very much for all your support. It really means a lot, and so I basically announced the Q&A special to where you get a chance to ask me some different questions that you may have for me, and I'll go ahead and I'll answer them on camera for you. So yep, I went ahead and printed off all the questions. I'll be honest, I actually looked through all the questions already, so I wrote or typed down some basic answers, but I'm gonna expand on them a little bit more, so that way it's more meaningful. There's like, what's 2 plus 2? 4. I don't want anything that simple. But yeah, actually ended up getting a lot more questions than I thought I was going to. So thank you very much, guys, for all your questions. And I really like the fact that for the people who did submit questions, that you submit multiple questions. So that's really awesome. And I'm pretty impressed too that I do not see any repeats. So you guys are awesome. Okay, so I ended up getting pretty much 95% of my questions from a YouTube comment, and actually got one from Facebook on my Scottman895 Facebook post or page, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to answer the questions from YouTube user Winston. He's actually been he's been a subscriber for I think about a month or two, I believe, and he's been commenting on a lot of my different videos, and I really appreciate each one. And he asked me questions also, like, not for just for this special, but on other videos, and I really enjoy answering them. Okay, so here's what Winston wrote. Great videos, Scott Man. I enjoyed seeing the highlights of your travel adventures. I am a travel nut too, so I enjoy your videos. Keep on traveling, man. Okay, first question. How many states have you traveled to? Okay, this is where I'm glad I looked at the questions ahead of time. So I wrote all the states down. So in alphabetical order, I've been to Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, and Wyoming. And although it's not a state, I have been to the District of Columbia. So that's actually a total of 31 states. And a little fun fact, I visited 11 of those for the first time this year. So I gotta say that's pretty cool in my opinion. And then his next question is, what states are you most looking forward to exploring next? There's definitely a lot of different states. I'm sure you're probably referring to like new states, so I'll go ahead and I'll answer like that. So I definitely like to check out both of the Carolinas someday, like North and South Carolina. I actually almost went to North Carolina a couple years ago when I did my road trip to the Mid-Atlantic states. However, because of Hurricane Arthur, I ended up having to cancel going to the Outer Banks, and I basically went to the Blue Ridge Parkway instead in Virginia. And actually, that was not a bad alternative, but I'll definitely like to get down there at some point. And then also, we'll like to check out Utah, because it's supposed to be very beautiful there. I even got a little sneak peek of it when I had a layover in Salt Lake City. But, oh yeah, for going back to the first question, I technically have been to the airports in Minneapolis and Salt Lake City, but I'm not counting Minnesota and Utah because I've never been to those two states other than the airport, so I'm not going to really count those. Anyway, I also would love to check out Alaska someday. And because it's so close, I would like to check out Wisconsin, Minnesota, and even Iowa as well. Because I got to check out the rest of the Great Lakes states after all. But yeah, I do have a goal would like to eventually visit all 50 states though, because I only have 19 left to go. Won't be this year though. Okay, and his last question, have you ever traveled to Canada? Indeed I have. I actually have been to Canada Uh, I've probably at least several times in my life, although not every trip was on camera because I've done a couple trips when I was a kid, and obviously I didn't film videos back then. But I've been, and then since like 2011, I've gone every year except for last year, and then I haven't gone yet this year. But I might try to go this year, but maybe before the holidays. But we'll wait and see. But yeah, the only province or territory I've been to is Ontario because of how close it is to Michigan. But yeah, definitely like to check out all the different Canadian provinces and territories as well. And then actually, to go back to that first question, the states that I've been to or traveled to, some of the states I've mentioned aren't in any of my videos. So, because I've done some travels even before I started this YouTube channel, or even some stuff I didn't film. But I'll definitely have to cover all 50 at some point. Okay, and then Winston finished us with, okay, those are my questions. Keep up the good work and happy travels. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all your support. Okay, the next set of questions comes from, I don't know if I can pronounce this or not, so I'll just spell it out because it looks more like WWSSAASS. And he wrote, congrats on 500 subs. Been here since you had less than 200. Well, I'm very glad that you're still with me here today. Although of course I know I probably had less than 200. I think about a year or two ago. But still, it's great to have you follow along for these past couple of years, and hopefully you can continue to watch some more videos whenever you get a chance. It's great to see your channel growing. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm really impressed by it myself. As I said in my video, I did not expect to get this many subscribers, in my opinion, but I appreciate all your support, though. Okay, anyway, his questions are, I was wondering what you do for a living that allows you to travel so often. Oh, that's actually a very good question. This is actually not my business or career or anything. Actually, believe it or not, I actually do not get paid to do these videos. I just do these for fun. And as of right now, I'm not sure if I'll do this eventually, but I actually do not even have ads enabled in my videos. So it's like, I just like to do these videos for fun, and I really enjoy doing them. And I might turn on like the monetization at some point, but haven't decided if or when yet. But anyway, actually, my main career is actually in information technology. Actually, I've been working full-time in IT. I'm not going to really state the company because it's a smaller company. I don't want to reveal too much personal information, but been at the place for about 5 years. Work a lot with like the different products that are by the company Oracle, like think Oracle Database, Oracle Forms, Oracle Identity and Access Management, etc. Doing like installations and also support for those different products as well. But that's pretty much all I really want to review without revealing too much personal information. But yeah, regardless, it's a great company to work for, and I really enjoy all the people I work with. To be honest, it'd be really hard for me to leave because they're practically family to me, and I wouldn't trade them for the world, to be honest. Okay, next question. Also, when you're planning on returning to the UP, loved all your Let's Visit videos from up there. Would be cool to see you visit some of the small mining communities in the central UP. Yeah, definitely would love to get back up there. It's like it definitely will not be this year, most likely, but I definitely like to try to go next year. It is a little bit more difficult because I do live in southeast Michigan, and to get up to like the Marquette area, it takes like several hours. So it's not something I could easily do in a day, where I can easily get to Traverse City in like 3 or 4 hours. But definitely would love to check out Negaunee, because I went to Ishpeming last year, but did get a chance to go to Negaunee though. But I definitely would like to go there. That's definitely in the iron ore territory. And I actually would love to check out Iron Mountain as well, and also visit Manistee and Escanaba, and even get over to to Ontonagon and like the Porcupine Mountains area. But yeah, definitely want to get back to the UP at some point. Probably next year though, because I definitely want to go more often than I have been. But so thank you for your questions, and we'll move on to the next set of questions. This is from Laverne. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If not, you feel free to let me know so that way I can get it correct the next time. But okay, congratulations on reaching 500 subs, Mr. Scott. Well, thank you. I have not watched all your videos, but I've seen about half of them. I gotta say, you're quite a trooper, because I have posted a lot of videos, especially in the past couple years, so you rock. Okay, so here's my question. Although there's actually asked a couple questions, so we'll answer both of them. Okay, first question: what kind of music do you like to listen to when you are traveling? Actually, because I have done a lot of different road trips, whether it's in the state of Michigan or down to Ohio, or even some of the longer ones where I've gone like to the Mid-Atlantic states, to New England, like this year. But yeah, I actually am subscribed to SiriusXM satellite radio. I'm not trying to promote them or anything, but I really enjoy listening to that. There's different channels I have preset. Like I listen to the 60s on 6. I really enjoy the 60s music, and anytime I'm driving in the weekdays in the AM, I enjoy listening to the Flash Phelps Funny Farm, especially because Flash Phelps, the DJ who's on, he talks about all of his different travels, and right now how he's trying to visit all 50 states at age 50. So I really enjoy all the different travel tidbits that he talks about on his show, and of course great music at the same time. And I also listen to a lot of the classic rock stations like Classic Vinyl, Classic Rewind, which Classic Vinyl is like 60s and 70s classic rock, and then Classic Rewind's like late 70s and the 80s. So I enjoy listening to those. I also really enjoy 90s alternative rock. Think like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, Stone Temple Pilots. Really enjoy that, and also even like 80s and 90s country as well. Like, although I don't listen to that one too much, but actually, I used to listen to country when I was a little kid, so it brings back a little bit of nostalgia there. So, for the most part, it's usually like classic rock in the 60s or even like 90s alternative for the most part. But so as you can tell, I pretty much have a wide assortment of different music I listen to. Although if you watch my driving videos, I don't play music for copyright reasons. Although it's like otherwise, I definitely would, but don't want to get in trouble or anything. Okay, next question. Also, what other hobbies do you have besides traveling? Well, this may come as a shock to you. All I do is travel. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I like to kid around sometimes. I will have a good laugh. But anyway, traveling's not all I do, and of course, working in IT is not all I do either. But basically, I like to watch sports on TV. Of course, with me living in Southeast Michigan, there's a bunch of Detroit sports like the Tigers, the Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Lions. And of course, there's also the college sports like University of Michigan, Michigan State, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, etc. And then also, although I don't really play them too much anymore, I've always been a big fan of video games. I like all the Nintendo games. As a matter of fact, if you've seen some of my older videos, I've recorded videos from some of the different video game conventions I've been to, such as like PAX East in Boston, MagFest in National Harbor, Maryland, and even a video I filmed over in Hamilton, Ontario at a convention called Com Bravo. So, but yeah, when I was growing up, I always liked to play the different Mario and Zelda games, like Zelda games like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and also I'm a big fan of Mario Kart as well. I think with the exception of course, for obvious reasons, the arcade Mario Kart games, I think I have all the Mario Kart games, believe it or not. All thanks to Virtual Console. but yeah, although because I do work full time and I like to do a lot of traveling and a lot of things with that, I don't really get a chance to play video games too much anymore. Every once in a while, I'll pick up a game. Actually, I'm replaying through Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, although started that like I think a month or two ago, and I'm slow progress because I don't really play too much video games anymore, to be honest. But and then at the same time, I enjoy spending time with family. I get to see them a lot, and also I enjoy going out to different restaurants and checking out some cool new places to eat at. And as you can tell, I have all the Travel Delights videos where I go to different restaurants because it's like to be honest, like all the local restaurants, especially the ones that are really good and they're producing great food, it's like they need to have recognition. So that's pretty much one of the reasons why I started the Travel Delights videos in the first place. Okay, so next set of questions comes from Mungo Jerry 311. And he actually has quite a bit of questions, and a lot of unique questions. So first off, yeah, you did a great job with these questions, by the way. Okay, so first off, congrats. Thank you. You deserve each and every one of those subscribers. Keep up the more than excellent work. Secondly, here are a few questions that come to mind. Okay, first question. What inspired you to start making travel videos? Oh, I need to pause the recording to see how long I'm recording. Okay, but sorry for the interruption. I actually had to interrupt the recording because I just needed to see how long I've been recording. Because after 27 minutes, my camera stops recording, but thankfully I'm not there yet. But I started a new segment, though. Anyway, first question. What inspired you to start making travel videos? I'm very glad you actually asked me this question. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always enjoyed different travels that I've taken with my parents to different places, such as like whether it's down to Texas. Because back then I used to have actually some family down like in the Houston, Texas area. Most of my family's here in Michigan, and pretty much always have been. But like we've gone down to Texas, and actually when I was like about to turn 5 years old, and my parents and I actually lived down in Houston, Texas for a few years, and we even had trips up to visit family back in Michigan here. And then around my 9th birthday, we actually moved back up to Michigan, and I've lived in Michigan ever since. So, although, of course, other than the 4 years I lived in Texas, born and raised in Michigan, and proud of it. And, of course, even when we lived in Michigan, too, we've always taken different like camping trips up to the Traverse City area, or even to Holland State Park, and then even a couple trips up to the UP, like to the Mackinac Island area. Actually, I need to do a video there at some point. And then also to the Marquette area. So that's definitely been a huge influence. But when it comes to this actual YouTube channel, I actually did not even watch any travel videos back then, because I started my channel back in 2009, and it's pretty funny to think back on how this channel actually started. Actually, back in 2009, I actually started watching because I didn't want to really play a lot of video games for some strange reason at that point, but I still did. But it's like I really started getting into watching people play video games on YouTube. These type of videos are called Let's Plays, or basically how Let's Plays work are basically a person is not necessarily on camera, but they record themselves playing a game, and they record commentary over them. So like you could be playing Super Mario World, and you'd be like, oh, okay, we're going to continue playing Donut Plains 1, and alright, and Mario's just kill the enemy to get the cape feather. Just commentary like that. And one of my favorite Let's Players that I started watching back then, who I actually still watch to this day, and he's been a huge influence on my YouTube channel. His name is Slim Kirby, and I've really enjoyed all of his different videos that he produces. He does a fantastic job. He's very informative, and he just has a great time with it. And as I was saying, I still watch his videos today, and actually got to meet and hang out with them at some of the different conventions I've been to. So, but I basically thought I originally created this YouTube channel at some point. It wasn't called Scottman895 Travel back then. It was just Scottman895, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. I created my YouTube channel basically at first just to subscribe to him and another Let's Player too, to basically follow up on different anytime they posted new videos. And then what happened was he actually, in his Super Mario World Let's Play, he introduced not really a contest, but or it could be a little bit of like a contest. It was more like for bragging rights because he had to do like basically like the cheese bridge level without using the Suicide Yoshi move to get to the secret goal or something. So I decided, maybe I'll record a video. And that ended up being my very first video on YouTube. Actually still up on YouTube today. But then after that, so it's like, yeah, so thank you, Slim Kirby. You actually got me to post my furry video for the very first time. So then I basically thought to myself, he does a great job with commentary on video games. Like, because I love to travel to different places, why not do the same thing, but when I go to different places? So I went ahead and tried it out by did a little day trip up to Zilwaukee, Michigan, and Frankenmuth in 2009. And although although those older videos are terrible, or I shouldn't say terrible, they're not as good as they are now, but after watching them back, I was like, I think I'll continue with these. And that's basically how Scottman895 Travel was born. Yeah, definitely a long answer, but definitely a very good question, though I have to admit. Alright, next question from MungoJerry311. What imaginary place would you do a video of if it existed? Well, because I like video games, well, it has to be one of the video game worlds. So I'm thinking like something in the ways of like The Legend of Zelda. Like be cool to do like a video of Hyrule or some of the different worlds that are in the different Zelda games. So that actually would be pretty cool to do, but obviously it's fantasy, so it's not going to happen or anything. So there's not going to be a Let's Visit Hyrule Castle video being released next month. So that's not going to happen. Otherwise it'd be called Let's Plays. Okay, next question. What kind of camera do you shoot videos with? It's actually not a camcorder. It's actually, I use a digital camera, and this is actually my second camera that I've used, which I've been using since March of 2014. It's a Canon, actually, yeah, I wrote it down. It's a Canon PowerShot SX160IS. It's a very good camera. Does a great job with videos, and it actually does 720 pixel for HD quality. It's not the best out there, but it gets the job done. Although I might consider maybe upgrading sometime next year, maybe. Well, we'll wait and see though. But what's nice about the camera too is that it takes AA batteries, so it's great to carry around a bunch of AA batteries, so that way if batteries run low, I can swap them out really easily. But yeah, it's a great camera though. It takes pretty good pictures too. Okay, next question. Which video of yours is your most and or least favorite? Unfortunately, I can't really pick a true favorite or least favorite because that's really difficult, and I've done so many videos. And I know that a lot of my older videos are definitely not as much of favorites as my newer videos, because I know I have seen it myself. I have improved over the years, but I kind of was thinking of this when I was looking at these questions. But so some of my favorite videos that come to my mind could be like one of my recent video to the Purple Pie place in Custer, South Dakota, where I went with my aunt, uncle, and my cousin there. I just remember that it was great food, and my family did a great job with their commentary in the video, and had some laughs with that, and was really happy with how the video came out. And also another favorite, excuse me, it was the video or two-parter video I did in San Francisco, because I just absolutely loved walking around the city, recording things as I went, and I had a lot of fun with it, even doing a couple little small jokes in that. So that came out very well. I was quite impressed with how well those two videos came out. And then also the Franconia Notch video I did in New Hampshire, I was really enjoyed that video because the scenery is absolutely beautiful. The weather was perfect, and tears are almost coming in my eyes with how beautiful the scenery looked over there. But those are just to name a selection of my favorites. There's like, it would take me an entire day just to think of all my different favorites. And also, I'm pretty proud of the subscriber special video I made a couple weeks ago too, because it took a lot of work and it was great compiling a little clip show and brought back some great memories. As for least favorites, can't really think of too many on the top of my head. I wrote down a couple ideas. Like, I know, like, there was one video I did at the very beginning for Delhi Metro Park, and I was very rushed when I was doing that video because I had a very small memory card back then, and it was about to get to 0. So I was like, must hurry. So I kind of rushed that video, but I wasn't proud of that moment. But I was just starting though, so definitely brought some good lessons with that. Also, I did 2 videos in Sarnia, Ontario, it's a 2-parter, but filmed, I think, a year apart, and I could have done a lot better playing that video, or those 2 videos. Where it would have been better to do like one structured video. Actually, I might consider doing a revisit video there at some point. Probably not this year though. And then also, Toledo, Ohio's video comes to my mind a little bit too, because I technically did not really cover downtown Toledo in that video, other than getting it from the other side of the Maumee River. But it's kind of hard to think of least favorites, because some of my least favorites could be other people's favorites. It's really hard to tell. But this was a really good question. I really had to think on that one. Okay, next question. What is your favorite restaurant, franchise, and/or local? So, as I mentioned, yeah, I really enjoy checking out the different locally owned restaurants, because I definitely want to promote them and help improve their business by promoting their videos in my Travel the Lights videos. But at the same time, I do enjoy some of the franchise restaurants too, whether it's going with family or for some of the fast casual places, getting something quick to eat. It's like some of my favorites. I've always been a big fan of Outback Steakhouse. Although I don't really eat them anymore because I've lost a lot of weight a couple of years or so ago, and I don't want to gain any of the pounds back because I'm happy how I am now. but their bloomin' onion and their cheese fries are really good. Although I actually haven't eaten them in a long time because I want to maintain the healthy weight I'm at now. I really enjoy Bonefish Grill. Their rainbow trout's really good, especially with the Pan Asian sauce. And then for some of the faster places, I really enjoy Chipotle. And even when they had that E. coli scare, I still went there anyway. And I'll be honest with you, I did not get sick once, so no worries. And then also enjoy going to Panera Bread a lot too. Really enjoy their sandwiches and their salads, and especially their turkey chili. Although, unfortunately, they don't offer it in the summertime. But what can you do about that? And then when it comes to the local restaurants, I was thinking back of some of the different restaurants I did for the Travel the Lights videos. Some of the ones that really stood out for me, other than I'll exclude the Purple Pie place because I already mentioned it. They had really great desserts there, obviously. The first is Sarducci's in Montpelier, Vermont. The Italian food there was so delicious there. Absolutely loved it. And the funny thing is, when I was doing that video, I didn't even have that video planned an hour before I went there. I was doing my Montpelier Let's Visit video, and I walked by Sarducci's like, it's getting late, I might get dinner here. And then saw the reviews, how good they are. I was like, bingo! Another great restaurant, actually, when I was over in the United Kingdom last year, is the Prince Edward. It's actually a pub. I think it's near like Kensington Gardens, I believe. It's on that general part of London, and they had really good fish and chips. Some of the best fish and chips I've ever had. It was really good, and I can honestly say the rumors aren't true anymore. British food is actually good, so don't let it scare you. And also Tiffany's up in Frankenmuth. Everybody, of course, goes to Zender's and the Bavarian Inn. Those places are really awesome too. Did a Travel the Lights video at Zender's, which actually still have to upload that. And then also would like to do a video at the Bavarian Inn. So definitely go to those places. But I really enjoy the fettuccine Alfredo at Tiffany's. The noodles are homemade. As the Alfredo sauce is creamy. It's like, so good. And their salads are really good too. And then one other place I wrote down, actually it was a recent one, is the Old Channel Inn over near Montague, Michigan. They had some really good fish and chips as well. And then the mashed potatoes they had are so good that they even compared to my mom's, which my mom bakes the best mashed potatoes. And for mashed potatoes to be comparable to that, it's like sold. But although you can't beat my mom's mashed potatoes, though. I have to be honest there. Can't beat my mom there. And lastly, if you could invite 4 famous people to dinner, living and or dead, who would you invite? This one's really difficult. It's like to be honest, I don't really know. It's like I wrote down some ideas last night, but it's like this could easily change tomorrow even. But I wrote down a couple ideas. The first one actually would be Rick Steves, because if you don't know who Rick Steves is, he produces different guidebooks and produces specials on PBS for different travels in Europe. And actually, in his guidebook on England really helped me on my trip to the UK last year. And it'd be great to talk about travel and traveling to Europe and stuff with that. And some other ones, more like celebrities, Tim Allen, because I really loved watching Home Improvement when I was growing up, and the free rents are still on. I enjoy that, and also raised here in Michigan, so that's pretty cool. Gotta support the people that are here from Michigan. And another one would be musician or singer Bob Seger. My family's been a big fan of his, and so basically I enjoy all of his different music and really like his older stuff, like mostly too. And he'd be cool to talk about different things in Michigan, things like that. And then the last one, it'd be cool to although it's technically 3 in 1, but it'd be cool to meet be cool to meet Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart of Rush. Although that technically I'm cheating a little bit, but they're, for what I've seen, they're cool guys. They produce awesome music, but yeah, that was a tough one. And again, that can easily change tomorrow. And again, congratulations. Keep the great videos coming. Mungo Jerry 311, thank you for your questions. I had to think on some of those. Okay, next set of questions are from Stephen Kleintop. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and I know he's been subscribed to me throughout this past year. So anyway, congratulations, Scott. Thank you. Here are some questions for you. Are you alone when you travel? Most of the time, yes. So a lot of the different day trips I do, I pretty much it's just me. I just go off on different adventures and make some awesome discoveries. But other times too, I may have special guests, like especially with the different conventions I've been to. I have different special guests who join with me, like people I know online, especially for the different faraway conventions where we all meet basically in one place, and then even a local one where I actually met with a friend / coworker and her boyfriend, for example. And then also my Detroit Zoo video actually went there on Mother's Day, so I had my mother in that, as well as a few of my family in that as well. And then of course, anytime I've gone to Colorado, I get to see my aunt and uncle, so of course they're in my videos, and also my cousin Lauren is in that as well. And then next question, what was the first vacation you took as a child? I think I ended up answering that already because I was rambling on a little bit, but yeah, definitely with some of the done with this or some of the family trips that we've taken, whether it's going to Texas or even up to Michigan when we lived in Texas for 4 years, and then all the different camping trips I've done up north. And then the last question he has, would you eventually like to visit all 50 states? Absolutely. Been to 31, only 19 more to go. Let's see how quickly I can do 19. It won't be this year though. Okay, so that's all the YouTube questions, and we actually down to one last question from Facebook, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Question from William Operkel. I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I apologize, but feel free to let me know how to pronounce that. Although you're probably having fun with me. It's like, that's not how you pronounce it! Lol, 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 lol. Okay, what is your favorite city to visit in Michigan? Great question. As you probably know, the majority of my videos are filmed here in Michigan, and I enjoy everything here in the state of Michigan. And I'd have to honestly say probably my favorite city would probably be Frankenmuth, because of all the different times I've gone there. I always try to go there at least 2 or 3 times a year. I really enjoy the scenery there. A lot of great restaurants there, a lot of cool shops in there, and a lot of good treats there. And really enjoy walking around Bronner's, and it's like because of how often I go there, especially since like 2007, 2008 when I went there for the very first time when I was like 19 or 20 years old. It's like I practically fell in love with the city. It's like so with how often I go there and always finding excuses to go there more, it's definitely Frankenmuth. But yeah, what time? Oh wow, I've been going for quite a long time. This might be going over a half hour, possibly. I don't know, but anyway, that's all the questions that were submitted to me. Thank you very much for all of the questions. These are great questions. Really enjoyed answering them for you guys, and gonna continue doing more of these different videos, and definitely keep watching. So if you enjoyed this Q&A video, definitely give this video a like or a thumbs up. For more Scottman895 travel videos, definitely click that subscribe button. At the end of every video, I have links to my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages. Well, thank you for watching today's Q&A video, filmed in, well, where I live. And this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out.